What's going on, and welcome to the Stick Drift Podcast, a podcast for all things cars, racing games, motorsports, and more. Due to some kind of technical difficulties, this episode of the podcast's video doesn't seem to work all that well. It stutters a lot, and it's just kind of broken, so apologies. It should be fixed for the next episode. Josh, your opinions on the Skoda wants to launch a car subscription service for a self-driving fleet of EVs. Oh, self-driving. Did they not see the whole Volvo debacle?
The car itself, look, that looks cool. Apart from the fact it's an SUV, it looks kind of cool.
The Vision 75?
I don't know what it's called, but that's Skoda, the green thing. The green. Yeah. It looks cool.
What do they even mean, though? I've just read that. I put that in the news thing because I saw it said subscription service. I just thought that was funny to talk about.
That is funny.
Subscription service for self-driving EV. What does that even mean?
I don't know what they mean.
No, because I swear this is either one episode or two episodes after the full segment. I think it's just
Volkswagen using what's it called, Skoda, because Volkswagen owns Skoda, as a scapegoat, really, if any of the self-driving stuff goes wrong.
Yeah, because I feel like we just went through a whole thing that was Tesla self-driving, goofy as hell, not really self-driving, and the actual self-driving thing just burnt like 75 million or something like that.
Yeah.
So I don't know what's going on here. But yes, welcome to the Stick Drift Podcast. Of course, make sure you like the podcast. Do everything you need to do. Subscribe to the videos channel, and I should be getting shorts out there, but it's a whole thing. It's like an extra thing to do, you know. The video versions of the podcast are up there, though, the shorter versions. And of course, subscribe, watch the whole way through, and review on Spotify. I think you can review.
Do that?
Yeah, I think so. So
leave a 5-star review.
Exactly.
And I don't know, Josh makes the whole thing.
Yeah, and you know what? If you review the podcast and I figure out how to read the reviews for the podcast, I'll read the reviews for the podcast on the podcast.
Fourth wall breaking. That's
exactly. Yeah, it'd be interactive. But yes, a big week in car news and whatnot, mostly because of
SEMA.
SEMA, nuts in your mouth away.
Career over. That's the end of the Stick Drift Podcast.
Now, what actually is SEMA nuts in your mouth?
It's a funny name. But it's just an expensive car exhibition.
Because it seems completely different to what did we have recently? The Paris Motor Show.
Yeah.
It seems completely.
That was in France.
Yeah, exactly. So a lot better to start off with. But
yeah.
It seems like it's the Paris Motor Show was more for actual companies, actual companies being like, look at this car, look at this expensive car.
Seems like, I made a Volkswagen Beetle that is wacky and goofy.
Yeah, this one is odd, but of course we'll be going into the SEMA event right now. We'll also be going into some spotted cars, of course. The old white livery. I mean, I feel like it needs its own name at this point, but the old white livery which is trying to hide the curves or whatever.
Beta testing livery.
Yeah, the old beta testing. The Ferraris and a couple of others have been spotted like that. Some Renaults as well, and some BMWs. A bunch of cars from SEMA, and also a very fun thing, again, leaking out of Motorsports News, because it's that interesting. One of the first genuine things we will talk about motorsports-wise that isn't F1 was a play from NASCAR driver. I need to see his name.
I forgot his name. I tried to memorize it, but yeah.
NASCAR driver something. The best pass you'll ever see. Ross Christian? And NASCAR on NBC. Okay, I was going to say that's NASCAR on. I thought it was NASCAR themselves who tweeted that.
But I assume they're sponsored by NBC.
I can't imagine NASCAR. NASCAR tweeted that. I can't imagine they'd be very happy about it. But
it's America, I don't know. They're like, yeehaw, giddy up.
One of the most video game insane plays ever made. something just flashed into my head that I just remembered. Okay, you know what? We'll get into SEMA. I wanna talk about this first, actually. Yeah, okay, you know what? Intro over. The intro's done. Okay, I want to talk about this. Because I just remembered, I could have sworn, wasn't there a NASCAR driver who, a while back, crashed into the wall, and his excuse was that he'd played too many video games, and he was like, oh, I thought I could have just rid the wall round, but he crashed into it and then pulled off of it.
No knowledge of NASCAR. Zero.
Yeah. It's a terrible place to ask. I doubt any of even the viewers would know. Yeah. But I remember that being a thing. So I remember watching a thing of it. So there was a NASCAR driver who went round the turn, and he crashed into the wall, not in this way that we're about to see, but instead in a way as if he'd fallen asleep on the wheel. But he crashed and then pulled himself off, lost a lot of pace. I think he damaged the car and whatnot. But his excuse was, he said that he'd been playing too many video games, so assumed that he would have been able to do it. Which I guess, looking back at it now, with the benefit of hindsight, with this clip right here, can I go to this tweet?
I think was the other one on the last lap or not? Because
I don't think it. I don't remember if it was.
Yeah, the car is totaled after he does it.
Yeah, so here it was. He makes it round and wall rides across the wall. It's so video game. He just passes so many people. So I've seen the clip, obviously. I've seen a bunch of people post it and whatnot. What's actually the story behind this? Because
from very limited NASCAR knowledge, so prepare to cringe, average USA resident. But I think he needed more, because to get into the next race, he needed points to get into the next race, and he was too far back to get the points required. Yeah. So he needs to overtake, I think, 2 or 1 more person. And it was the last turn of the last lap, so he just decides that I'm not going to get in anyway. Yeah. So he just done that.
Yeah. And he made
did he make ditch attempts. I think he got second, yeah. I think he overtook 5 cars.
And it wasn't illegal, I swear. Like, it wasn't actually...
It's not against the rules.
No. It probably will be soon. I'm surprised we haven't heard anything about that. I don't know if we're just not in the loop of NASCAR. We are not in the loop of NASCAR, but I also...
It's not that, I don't think. It's just, no.
Yeah. But, you know, I haven't heard anything about this being banned or this being strucken from the rules, because I can imagine if this stays, just as petition, I can imagine the last leg of every NASCAR race now just being every single driver cruising across the wall. Obviously, it would destroy the car, but yeah.
I mean, it only really works in NASCAR because the cars don't have exposed wheels.
Yeah.
I didn't vault itself over the wall.
Yeah. It really
maybe
is.
You could do it in British touring car, but
the
average wall in Britain isn't as smooth as that. So.
Yeah. He got really lucky with the hitboxes there, to be fair.
That was the crow. He would have bounced off.
Yeah. But this was, it went viral for a fair bit, obviously, as it.
Surely, because there's no track limits, because the wall is the limit.
Yeah, it's completely legal.
Because the car was ruined afterwards. It was a last lap, last ditch effort.
He went from 10th to 5th. It's very worth it. It's very big brain play from him, but it was.
Sponsors are loving it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know how much of it would be negative, how much of it would be positive that he's done this.
I think most of it's positive. Yeah. I don't think anyone was like, "Oh, you wall." It's not like the crew committee was like, "You wall, right? I don't like
his name's out there. His team's out there now. It's gone very viral. Yeah, I can imagine the sponsors would be chilling with it. But I can imagine whoever's gonna have to front the cost of the car isn't chilling with it. And
I can afford it.
Yeah. And I want to say, I mean, again, in that same vein, I want to say NASCAR would be upset about it. But surely this is the most out of the NASCAR bubble they've been in for so many years.
They post it on their official Tour account, but like unbelievable. Man. I don't think they're mad about it.
Yeah, because I swear NASCAR as a whole has been very in decline. I feel like I read something about that recently, that NASCAR was very in decline. I assume locally it probably still pops off. I can imagine if there's a stadium in your town.
I mean, tickets are cheap apparently. It's like £50 for a ticket or something, which
exactly,
is
and you're like heading down to the darn tootin' NASCAR,
That's like, I don't know, walking around SidWaj should have cost you 50 quid. It's like watching a race.
Exactly. Like it's I assume it helped overall. They'd probably want to get rid of it, but I can't imagine they'd be like, oh, bloody fine him or whatever.
Well, like, the car's undrivable afterwards, so it would only be usable on a last lap.
Yeah.
Imagine the last lap, everyone going around the wall.
So that's what I'm saying, though. Yeah, if they don't ban it, and it really gets too far out of hand, what if every driver just starts wall riding last lap? It'll end up having the issue of then if everyone's doing it,
it might not work on all tracks though. Cause
yeah, true. Some of the hitboxes might not be as
track like Daytona, where the walls are really wide and far out.
Yeah,
can't imagine it working there.
But
you lose so much speed from brushing it. It's just because on this track they have to slow down so much for the corner. And it's a fairly tight 90.
I mean, has he commented on it yet? I assume he
has, but
yeah.
Probably on an American TV show that we're not allowed to see.
Yeah, I assume it's on something that we would, like, I don't know, CNN or something.
CNN, NBC, all of that.
Yeah, he went on to Fox News to talk about his. Oh wait, there's a in cockpit cam version here.
Oh.
Yeah,
sure does like the wall.
The camera breaking as well. Yeah. It
like you can't get off it, but they haven't turned up.
Yeah.
Stuck on it now.
God, the car really does get absolutely ruined. Well, I mean, these are like well, they're NASCARs, they're race cars, so they're really brittle.
Probably
I swear.
4 pence in a bag of crisps to repair or something.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see this in like Cars 4, I guess. Surprise! That's where we didn't see it first.
Motorsports moments you can never forget in 20 years or whatever.
Oh yeah, it will be. It will be one of those moments. Yeah. I mean, what is there? There's like, oh my god, this one race driver punched a different race driver, and then it's like, oh my god, this what? What am I thinking of? Where I don't remember what I'm picturing in my... I don't remember what it was, but I'm picturing in my head right now. There was a race type. A guy had span out, I think. And did he rip off the front of his car and chuck it onto the track in front of the other racers?
Karts, yeah.
Was it go-karts?
Yeah.
Like, what?
After the race, he assaulted the guy.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
He came up to him after the race and just either tackled him, and then his dad came and helped. I did some,
Well,
would you believe he got banned?
Could you imagine what? But it's an interesting thing to say the least. It's one of the things that'll stick in me head. That came to mind when it's like, oh my god, crazy sports moments.
It's people like to use that. The Lewis Hamilton winning with 3 tires on his car, and I don't know where.
Yeah.
And he'll probably be there. And
I know someone punched someone in NASCAR. I think I watched like a video essay on like one race driver who was just an absolute menace, is what he was. Just like an absolute fiend in NASCAR. I mean, I might watch that again at some point. I don't know. Do a little on podcast review for the 1 or 2 NASCAR enthusiasts who listen to the podcast.
Stuff like that happens fairly often though. Like a cameraman came to Kimi Räikkönen a few years ago, and he just pushed him over. Like he just walked up to him and pushed him over because of why not?
I mean, is there as much? It's always the sports with as much like personality that come into it. It depends. Like football has a fair bit of the actual sport person having a personality. I feel like basketball has it a lot. I guess you really got to be in the bubble to know much of
F1 is so commercialized. They have PR people that walk around with a driver, so nothing happens.
Yeah. F1's really into the whole
because it's all the brands. Like imagine Red Bull if I don't know Max Verstappen just
Well, they're all rich people as
live
well.
on TV.
Yeah, well, they're all rich people. So it's the F1 drivers. A lot of them are rich people who've gotten into it. So I can't imagine they want the blowback either.
Anyone in motorsport is just unbelievably rich.
I mean,
you don't get into NASCAR or F1 without having millions of pounds in your account.
Yeah. I mean, it was a similar thing with who was it? It was either Ronaldo or Messi, one of the two. But like Coke or something was put in front of him, and he moved it away for water and single-handedly tanked their stock.
It recovered instantly. It's just because the internet was crying, as per.
Yeah. I mean, it's just a celebrity thing in general. I mean, Lewis Hamilton, behind the scenes, on his Instagram, he's really goofy, is he not?
He tweeted a picture of Fernando Alonso with himself pouring champagne.
Yeah. Like, he's a real oddball.
Emoji was a bag.
I remember seeing him, I know a different podcast I watch, Tiny Meat Gang with Cody Cohen, Noel Miller. They were talking about it. There's this, Instagram story that he did where it's like, it's really low. I think he just had COVID, but it's really dark in the room or dim. And he's doing like a really like somber voice and he's talking really odd to the camera. He's just a bit of a goofball.
He is kind of goofy.
Yeah.
He tried to sue the Hamilton watch company, right? This has existed since the 1800s.
Yeah.
Using the word Hamilton.
That's outrageous.
And then he tries to claim he invented the modern F1 wheel.
Yeah,
and he should have copyrighted it. No, you didn't invent the modern F1 wheel.
Yeah, imagine
the engineers
did.
Yeah. I don't know how it's white, just carbon fiber, like, this needs to be a bit different here. No, he didn't. No, yeah.
I mean, to be fair, there was a similar thing with, didn't Hugo Boss sue someone who made their name Hugo Boss? I feel like that was a thing.
The average Hugo Boss.
But yeah, imagine being born with the name.
It's goofy as it's like me suing, I don't know, a company called Josh that's existed since the 1700s because they have the same
I mean, Cadbury has a whole thing with that, isn't it? Aren't Cadbury's ancestors always like, it's my name actually, it's my name so I can use it. It's my name, I'm allowed to use it. You know, so it's a whole thing with PR and brands and
copyright and intellectual property as a whole. Lewis Hamilton can be quite goofy sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, every single racing type should just add demo derby rules and then they
should have last race of the year should be a last one standing.
Exactly. I think we watched some demo derby way back when, I swear. Like, it's cool. Yeah. They should do stuff like that. Well, fun stuff like this is what breaks the bubbles of the actual, of the spheres, you know. I remember hearing so much. I mean, it's not as fun as this, but I remember hearing the Verstappen broke the rules or something, but won or something, and everyone was mad or something. That blew up from F1. That one massive crash a while ago, I think, which was the same year. That blew up. I mean, it did, but it also blew up on the internet. But yeah, there's interesting stuff that comes out of the bubbles, but the actual bubbles are very disinteresting in the actual space of the sports. But hey, maybe some years down the line we'll become absolute insane NASCAR stands.
Whoa, I don't think you could watch it in the UK. Like, I'd have to install a VPN and watch it on a US website.
Yeah. Well, hey, you could always get Surfshark VPN with code SidW. Hashtag ad or whatever, I'll chuck it in.
Every time my very real and legitimate F1 stream drops out, I get closer and closer, like, I could just buy a VPN and get it on the US.
You'd get 2 years free, Joshua James Lee. Not 2 years free,
it's the fact I'd have to pay for F1 TV, though.
Oh, yeah.
Like, £20 a month, and I can't justify that just to watch Max Verstappen win.
So you can only buy F1 TV if you're in America, and then you have to
buy F1 TV in the UK because
that's terrible.
Sky TV bought the rights to it and then took Sky TV offline.
Yeah. Oh, that's shocking.
Sky TV moment.
Yeah. Well, in other news in the week, I believe this was story of the NASCAR thing. This happened very, very right after our episode.
It would have been Sunday, yeah.
Yeah. But after that, there's one of the first things in the news segment. But the rest of the week followed with the SEMA car event.
Such an unfortunate name.
It really is. But unlike the Paris Motor Show, which has a name that can't be used to say SEMA nuts in your mouth, but it also isn't just brands showing off their brand new cars. Like, what did we even get at the Paris Motor Show? The Renault 4. We got a bunch of stuff.
I can't think of anything interesting.
I can't think of it. We got that
Dacia.
like cool electric car, Dacia, Skoda, I think. A bunch
Skoda
of stuff.
something, yeah. Yeah, loads of very interesting cars.
But honestly, I would say this stuff is 10 times more interesting.
The bit for exists though, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's the worst bit about it. But a bunch of stuff we saw at the SEMA car event was along the lines of a lot of unique type stuff, like from manufacturers or because this one right here, this one's from Toyota. The first one that really caught my eye was this. A rallycross build of what I believe is the Corolla.
Yeah.
Which honestly,
it's one we don't get here. I think it's a Corolla.
I really like it. I really like it, honestly.
It looks too heavy. It just
that's the thing. It doesn't have the rally feel.
You can tell it's an American car.
Yeah. But like a NASCAR where they're not really a car as the road form is. It's a chassis, a really flimsy one with barely anything on the inside. You can tell that there has all the bells and whistles of a road car just from looking at the feel of it.
Yeah,
with
it
just a rallycross thing.
That's aggressive. It's a Corolla with a body kit.
If that was made the like flimsy feel of a
normal
rally car,
it looks light. It looks nimble.
Yeah.
That
I kind of really like it though. I kind of really like it. As far as the design is concerned. GR Corolla, yes, they also had a Supra with what was the thing behind this Supra? It was here somewhere. The 10-second twins. So, what, like a drag souped-out Supra? But
drag and drift, wasn't it?
Was it? I mean, that's kind of cracked. But yeah,
I bought a GR86 drift car and 2 drag Supras.
Yeah. Oh yes, this thing, the daily oh, that looks so nice. It's the newer GR86, which I don't really like, but
I think it's better.
What than the older GT86?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't.
Be a better car.
Yeah.
It might look slightly worse, but as a car itself,
for Toyota,
it would be better.
For Toyota, who are always so up their own rear end. These 3 are pretty drip. Like 2 drag Supras, a drift GR86, and a rallycross Corolla. Like that.
It's just marketing. The whole point. The Supra is a very quick car from base Supra.
1,000
They're just doing that here. Like, look, you can make a 10-second Supra from a base one for less than $10,000.
Yeah, modest budget
of
$10,000.
Fairly okay, to be fair.
Yeah. It's the newer Supra though, which the back's okay, the front, I don't know.
I think it's Z4.
Yeah, exactly. It's a 10-second Z4.
It's a hard top, to be fair.
Yeah. Oh,
it's
thankfully.
It's the Z4 in every way.
Yeah. The Drift GR86, I think out of the 3, I still love this thing the most. I still think the Corolla.
It's a worse GR Yaris. I just can't see it as anything other than that.
I think it's a
heavier,
version.
less nimble
So
GR
a
Yaris.
GR Yaris Rally. I think I would argue it's a better looking GR86.
It's more flashy, yeah. It's not going to be a better rally car.
Yeah, I mean, like that thing, you can see that it's kind of just.
It's short. It's got a very short wheelbase. Which looks the Corolla's just big.
I need to see this thing driving. I need to see what it feels like, because it doesn't feel like a rally car right now. It just feels like they took one off the road and souped it up with rally parts.
That's definitely what they did. It's
exactly,
not
yeah.
Actually rally like that.
Yeah. But I like its design. I prefer it to the old Yaris, although the Yaris is alright, I guess. The Supras, I don't know. It's whatever. I guess the Supras are
I
whatever.
like the new Supra for the price. Considering what other sports cars can you buy today currently? We're just talking about the UK and the
Everything's
European
getting
market,
discontinued,
not
so-
you V8 Dodge Chargers.
Yeah.
Like what you got the Z4, the MX-5, the Supra.
Mm.
That's basically it.
Yeah.
Like you can't really buy a two-door sporty car anymore.
Yeah, it's still a car you'd notice, I guess. The Supra is still a car you'd be like, oh my god, it's the Supra. Whoa.
The inline-six manual one's cool. So
Nah. That to me looks like a toy car though. But that image of the
it has a very Hot Wheels
Supra.
wheel setup.
Yeah. And then the I don't mind this thing. I guess the GR86. The GR86 it's an okay modernization of the GT86. I think it's just kind of bland. I'm not talking about this drift version. I think it's just kind of it just gets a lot less
It's
exciting.
meant to be cheap. Is
Yeah,
the
I
issue.
guess, yeah.
Like its whole focus is entry level, and
Yeah.
there's only so much you can do without losing money. Which I
Yeah.
guarantee you they lose money on a Miro, like in the UK, for how little of them they sell.
Yeah.
I haven't seen. They might not even sell the new versions here. I've never.
I
seen
don't.
one.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen a new version. I've seen plenty of the old ones, that and the Subaru
I see a
version.
lot of the Subaru version. Yeah.
Yeah, I see a Toyota one semi consistently, but yeah, none
For the
of the
new
new ones. No, but I mean the drift build of it, it's a drift build.
It's cool, I
Yeah.
guess.
Other cars at SEMA. Now I don't know if this is at SEMA, but these are special editions, so I'm gonna chuck them into this segment anyway, and you'll love them. Special editions of the Boxster and the Cayman.
Hey, man. Oh, it's the box. No, it's the Cayenne. Okay, I got worried for a second. I didn't see that you there.
Yeah, they are a Ruby Star, the new color such as Ruby Star
God.
Neo.
God, tell me that grey one is in stock.
Yeah, that's the thing. They're just like what's different. I
That
mean,
one has got white wheels. That one's sure. I'd be like, why has someone done that for this
Yeah.
factory? The other one, someone's just walked into a dealership and I one Porsche, please.
it's just a Porsche. Yeah, it really is. I mean, the hot pink is interesting. I don't know who's gonna buy the hot pink. It
It at
reminds me
least
of the.
stands out, I guess.
Reminds me of the. What do we see a couple weeks back? The hot pink Maserati SUV. The same
Yeah.
kind of person I imagine buying to drive that would buy to drive this. Is who I picture.
Well, at least that's like, oh, that's different. I
Yeah,
can see it.
yeah.
Good or bad, it's different.
Yeah.
That grey and black Porsche isn't a limited edition. It's just a Porsche.
Yeah. Crest headrests and aluminium side sills. Woo! Let's
It'll rust slower.
let's go.
Saving 3 grams, and it
Yeah.
doesn't rust.
Also, I didn't know he had cars like this. Kevin Hart, his 1969 Plymouth Roadrunner, which looks very custom to me. Michael Myers.
Is the hood matte?
I think.
Why is the hood matte? The red glass, sure.
Yeah, it is.
That is
yeah.
a choice.
You'd think you'd get like matte if the rest of it was a
If the
noticeable
whole car
color.
was matte, it would look mad. But, I mean, yeah.
The red tires look interesting enough, but apparently this was quote unquote lurking at SEMA. So I assume it's custom to some degree.
It has different wheels on it.
Yeah, I mean,
But
what
I
is
assume
the
it didn't come with a
default-
matte black hood.
And when you're someone like Kevin Hart, I'm sure
He's got infinite money. Like,
Yeah.
slash give money, I guess.
you can afford to do that stuff to it. I mean, here's a default what am I calling it? The GR Yaris. It's a Plymouth Roadrunner, specifically the 1969 version. It's about to be on screen if any of them load. There we go. There's the original version. So he's souped up the hood.
Got different front end.
And
It
I
might
think-
just be the angle.
Yeah, I think he's because that one's metal, right? I think he's no. It is different. It is different. This one has like a middle slot. That one doesn't. That one has just the 2 bottom right and left slots. But yeah, it's the hood. I mean, other than that,
It's like slightly different. Like it's
yeah. I'm not
like
a
a
fan
variant.
of I think if you're gonna get an old muscle car like this, I don't like them in black. I think the only one that kind of works in black for me is the Charger. Other than that, I
Yeah.
think there's if you're getting it all,
It's
like
the
this.
matte hood throws it hard. Like that is.
Yeah. It's very janky customization, I would say. Like, what is that? Red lighting inside the hood? And I don't know what this, what do you call that? It's not like a blower, is it?
Rama
Is it?
or Rama hood. It's
Because it's just, like, there's
big
no...
scoop.
Yeah, because it's just a hole, really. It's a glorified hole, is what it is. But, because it's not got,
The
like,
shoe
the...
is supercharged.
Yeah.
know.
But there's that. I just prefer old muscle cars like that. I don't like them in black. I'd much rather those kind of muscle cars in a much more bright color. Again, the Charger's the only one that
It's
kind of
like
gets
the
away
same
with it.
thing with sports cars. Like, if you're gonna get a car like that, why get it to blend in with the regular traffic?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. I mean, the
get-
stripes are matte, so I doubt that's original as
it
well.
doesn't make them good.
No, no.
It's just bland. Really.
Yeah. Other additions to SEMA was also one of the newer versions of an older JDM car, the Nissan 340Z, I believe. The newer version of the 370 or whatever, the 340Z souped up...
It's the 400Z. It's technically not called the 400Z. It's just called the Z.
Is it the 400Z? Okay, that's the name.
It's just called the Z, technically.
Oh, is it just called the Z? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But the most Forza customization I think I've ever seen.
And we're
It's
never
just
getting
like-
it in the UK, so...
Are we not?
No, we're not getting it.
It
Doesn't
looks
pass emissions.
very electric for
No,
not
it's got-
being
Have
electric.
you seen the massive grill on the front of it?
God, grills always get me. I never look for grills when I'm looking for electric or not.
If it has a grill, it's petrol.
It's those damn fake grills. Those are what catch me out. It's because everyone keeps putting fake grills. So when I see a grill, my brain doesn't instantly
You
go,
can
oh,
see
it's petrol.
the radiator through this one.
Maybe they're cooling down the battery, you know? Maybe
Yeah.
they're cooling down the battery. But yeah, it sucks that we're not getting that. That sucks. That really does suck. Okay,
Oh,
damn.
you got the EU to thank for that one.
Yeah, yeah. Well, hey, I mean, the EU gives us a bunch of other stuff as well. But it is the most Forza customization I think I've ever seen. Like, just
It's
the
supposed
most
to be GT4
basic...
customized, I assume.
Is it? Okay. Well, like,
Well, it says GT4 on the side, and it's got a small wing, small front splitter canards, and wider tires. It just looks like a regular GT4 car.
I mean, is there 370s as GT? Okay, compared to the 370 GT Ford, I'd say it's a lot better. God, that thing is so much more rounder than I remember. Like,
yeah.
Yeah, the-
370's old. It's,
yeah, okay, yeah, I kind of like the 400Z. Not gonna lie. It's I like its design compared to the old.
You could admire it from a distance,
370.
because, yeah, we ain't getting it.
Oh, okay, yeah, obviously, yeah. But you know, it's got a passable style, and I mean, this build
Yeah.
is nice enough. But from one red and black build to another, what I thought till yesterday when I looked at it closer, the entire time was an Audi. Apparently, this whole time
It's going to be a Passat, isn't it?
was a a Volkswagen.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
thought it was an Audi the whole time. There was not a moment that went by that I came back and looked at this thing and didn't go, Audi, RS, whatever.
The Passat looks a lot like an RS3.
Yeah. Like,
It's a Passat or a Jet. It's got a very US style front on it.
It's a Jet. It's a Jet.
Yeah,
Jet
yeah.
GLI.
It's a bit too... It's a lot tubbier than a Passat.
Yeah. But, honestly, cool looking, I guess. Especially this build. The aero tie... Something about aero ties being done right is good. Only for custom cars. Obviously, you couldn't whack them on, like,
And they're
a
only going
Passat.
to line up on this in this position. Like,
Yeah.
imagine if the wheels rotated like 50 degrees one way.
Exactly, yeah. But, a very cool design. I mean, what's actually different about this thing, or is it just the visuals, is the question.
It has a livery.
Yeah, because it's got a livery. EV. Is it EV? Or is that a complete... Oh, that's a related video. I was going to say. That thing did not look EV. Oh, there's some more pictures of it. There it is. Oh, it does look... It's just an Audi. It's just an Audi.
The Jet is a lot closer to, what's it called, an S3 than Passat is.
Yeah. God, I want to. It's a bit more bland than an Audi, but it's a cool design. I don't know if they've done actually anything to it other than just the.
I think it looks GLI bad.
Yeah.
It just looks like it's got a livery, wheels, and some trim change.
I mean, zoomed in on that, I assume they've done something to it. It's definitely probably a bit more sporty.
Slightly.
Yeah, probably. It's definitely going to be a little bit more sport. Yeah, you can see that it's wide-bodied slightly. Yeah. Honestly, a pretty cool.
It still looks like a Passat. It's nothing's changing it.
I kind of like it, honestly. Like as far as builds go from SEMA, one of my favorite ones so far. What have we looked at so far? We got the Toyotas, all of them. We don't even know if these things count. The Kevin Hart's mobile. That thing. Honestly, I genuinely think that is one of the better ones out of SEMA so far. I don't like that. I like it. I like it.
You shouldn't like it. It's
if
awful.
it was an Audi, I'd like it a lot more. But it also looks a lot like an Audi. I'd happily drive that thing. You know what? I would happily.
There's no way. There's no way you would get flamed for driving a Passat. There's no way.
Okay, well, speaking of these old Porsches, although I don't know if these are anything to do with SEMA, which they might not be, this one definitely is, and you can tell. Is this wild STI swapped Porsche 911 GT3 is what SEMA is all about, apparently. And it looks... What is it based on?
Oh, Subaru. So the STI
I was going to say, I was getting very Subaru vibes. See, like that's where it comes into my mind, right? Like, is it really... Who's doing these? It's... Because Toyota brought their own Toyotas. But yeah, like the other ones, those are done third party, I assume, because...
This will be sponsored.
Yeah, Porsche wouldn't want to make their own car promote Subaru, you know?
Toyo wrote a form, and I assume a few others sponsored that.
Well, I mean, that's the thing, though. You never know with, like what if those are just the sponsorships that are on the actual one it's based on? And it's just...
Well, it has Rotoform wheels on it.
Oh, does it? Okay,
I
yeah.
I imagine they paid for Rotoform wheels on this, because they don't really look that good.
No. But, this one I want to like, but then I also kind of can't. It's kind of cool. I'll admit it's cool.
It's interesting to look at.
Yeah.
But from the stance it has, it looks like it drives awfully.
Oh, yeah. It looks kind of...
Why has it got so much rake? Like, why is it so aggressively raked backwards?
I want to say drifty is what it looks like. It looks like it could drift.
The rear wheels are tucked in a fair amount as well. I don't like the way it sits. It just doesn't...
And... Oh, bloody... Okay, well, you know what? We'll go just before... Okay, this one. Believe it or not, this one wasn't included in the other Toyotas. The Toyota holds a load of SUV trucks! Yes! To SEMA!
What is that?
Toyota doing God's work and bringing us all of the SUVs! Oh my god!
We don't get that in the UK, thankfully. Whatever
They
that
brought a Secua! They brought a Simba! They brought a Patriot, which is the most American name they could have given it. Oh my god, Toyota, thank you so much for bringing all of these.
Thank Toyota for not bringing them to the UK.
Is it Sequoia? It's probably something like that. Oh no, they could never come to the crew. The crew, god damn it. The UK. Oh, what is... Imagine trying to sleep in that. That's Top Gear levels of...
Or buy a camper van. Right?
Exactly. Probably...
You don't have to turn your... whatever this is into a... Like,
that's what I mean. It's very Top Gear. They've turned it into a fake camper van. Like, I don't know. This is rather shoddy, I'd say.
Look at it from the front.
Like, yeah.
Why is it so goofy looking?
God, it looks ginormous.
The Kawasaki jet ski in the back looks cool.
Yeah. I assume Kawasaki... What just happened to it? Oh my god, what happened? It's got a boner. How's that happened? It's just the what? I assume they're like top folds open to...
I assume so you can camp
to another camp. Yeah, okay. Where's the camp in this one then?
Do Americans like camping on top of their pickups now? Is that what's happening?
Why? Like...
You have too much space over there.
They really have way too much space.
Like, imagine just sitting in the woods somewhere and you're doing
You have to have a really specific kind of life. I don't mean that negatively. I just mean that as, like, you have to be one of the people that doesn't have a lot of investment in something as material as, like, video games or TV or whatever. You have to be living somewhere where there is near distance of enjoying driving a car like that.
Open wilderness with no trees, because I don't think that's going through a tree as far as I'm aware.
You have to be passionate
open
about
space in the UK that you could camp, as per se, there'd be trees everywhere. Like, you'd be in the forest.
Exactly. Or you'd be...
That and driving through a forest.
Exactly.
Like 5 nautical miles wide.
There's just no point in those cars like that. I get there's a bit of a disconnect there, yeah. You gotta be a real specific kind of person. And I don't mean that negatively. I just mean, like, yeah,
every single person who has ever slept in a tent on top of their Toyota SUV, this is aimed at you.
Bloody look at you guys. Look at your life choices, huh? But Toyota brings a bunch of SUVs, yeah. But what I was gonna get onto from that is this thing, which is absolutely nuts. As far as these custom cars go, the most outrageous one I've seen on any of these news posts from SEMA, when it comes to whether the company themselves did it or whether a third party did it, this is the most guaranteed a third party did it. And that is the Ring Brothers 1,000 horsepower Chevy pickup, which is just absolutely outrageous.
Audio listeners aren't going to have any idea, but imagine a 50s Chevy pickup that's had the roof chopped.
Like 2% of
it's about a solid 3 inches off the ground. On
the most video game customization you've ever seen.
Slicks.
Yeah.
Like, it's built like an F1 car suspension-wise. Like, the suspension is sticking out the side of the front of the pickup.
It's just behind the front tires, side exhaust. And I think another exhaust, like right behind the door handle, I want to say? Like right there. I mean, hey, for audio listeners as well, I know obviously the podcast isn't amazing for audio listeners, but on Spotify, the podcast does have video, by the way. So if you ever need, obviously, you know, you might have your phone screen off, maybe you're listening while driving, but so then at that point, don't do it. But you can open Spotify, and there is actual visuals, video for the audio listeners as well as the YouTube watchers. And I know there's actually a decent amount of people who watch on Spotify, so, you know, love to all you lot. Like,
there's no way on this earth that is insurable.
Oh, yeah, no. As soon as you do maybe 50% of that to the car, it's no longer a car as in the tool to drive. It's a thing you're working on now to show.
It's an ornament. Like,
yeah, it's an ornament is what it becomes. Yeah, it's a display
Look at the windows.
Piece.
Look how small the window on the door is.
Yeah.
There's no way. And look, it's about the same size as the front windows. There's no way you could drive this car safely.
I can't imagine the mangled mess at the front would be too road safety for hitting someone. I mean, obviously don't hit someone, but like,
the front wheels are the first thing you hit someone with.
Yeah. It's outrageous, but it's really cool. But there is a definite line where it's like customizing a car where it's no longer a car anymore. It's something that gets on a trailer. Yeah, it's something that gets on a trailer, transported, and then driven to a spot to be looked at.
It's a really original. There's like, what, 40% of the original body left?
Yeah.
And then the rest of it is just...
I think the only exception is like the professional drivers' cars, like the unicorns and whatnot. Those are the only... But even those, you wouldn't legally be able to drive those around the road. They're just to show and drive around in these drifting whatevers and whatnot.
I guarantee you it handles so oddly.
Yeah.
All of the weight is going to be over the front wheels.
Yeah.
Like, the only thing in the back is probably the rear diff and the bed, which I'd assume is made of aluminium or fiberglass. That thing is,
What
the worst weight distribution known to mankind. It was a 50s Chevy pickup.
Like a 300, I assume, because I know the 300 and I kind of recognize that build of the 300. But the thing is, how much of that... how much of that is paraphrased from the 300 though? Because it's like, even the bits that are the 300, like the hood right there,
grill has been kind of hard.
That's
like,
carbon fiber in there. Like, that can't be the original hood. So it's sort of more. At what point is it still? This is kind of the custom car of Theseus
all carbon
here.
fiber as well.
Yeah,
that drives awfully. There is no weight over the rear wheels.
Like,
that has like a 90-10 weight distribution over the front.
But
that will drive horribly.
It's very the car of Theseus. But like, at what point is that, or even was that, a Chevy pickup? Because it's
probably is somewhere. Like they might have used the frame.
Maybe the interior, the frame probably. But
I don't
it's
know
like
how it works in the US. I think if you use the frame and you keep the VIN on the frame, it still counts, which is wild considering what we're looking at.
So that's what it
isn't a Chevy
was.
pickup anymore.
If the ship of Theseus just had the same VIN number as it was when it was fully repaired, then it was the same ship. We've cracked the paradox. But of course, the ship of Theseus being when you replace every single part of something over a very gradual period of time, is it still the same thing you had at the beginning? That thing, so little of it could even be classed as was a Chevy. Because, I mean, since so much of it is carbon fiber, like, that's the thing, right? The bits that are carbon fiber, so it looks like the original hood, but it's clearly carbon fiber made to look like the original hood, but at that point, it's not the 300, it's made to look like the 300.
It's not Chevy 3100.
Is it 3100? 3100 sounds about right, actually, yeah.
It's that era of pickup.
Yeah.
But yeah, someone's cut it down the middle, like, what's this way?
Horizontal.
Horizontally. And just, it's... I don't...
A half ton, 1,000 horsepower as well. God, that can't be fun to drive.
That handle... The second you break into a corner in that,
it
will rotate around on you. There is nothing over the rear wheels.
Yeah. There's the interior as well. Like, the interior is completely, it's very carbon fiber. But yeah, I mean, I don't mean that as like a negative, but it really isn't the car
it's a good looking car. But if you go back to the like full shot of it, and where is the driver's seat on this vehicle?
It's left hand. So
I mean, like a middle wise.
Oh, is it? I mean, I can see the seat
in the middle. It has like. It needs to be designed. I don't know what it's called. It was a Pontiac, but the front wheels are so far out in front.
Yeah. Like
the front wheels need to be about a meter more in front, so it's drivable.
Yeah. Like
the wheels way more than the entire rear 50% of that car.
It is really cool. Like, looking at it just like that, it's
a very aggressive front rake as well. Yeah, it looks cool. Just very interesting to look at. I just wouldn't want to drive that around a track.
An F1 pickup. Very, very sick. And I mean, hey, one of the oh my god, I missed something. Of course I missed an SUV. Oh my god, look! It's a Ford SUV. Look, they did the Bronco, but not the Bronco. And is it even Ford? Ford brings a whole fleet. Oh, they brought a whole what is it with these companies of bringing fleets of SUVs? What is that? A Mark E? God, there's no proper images of it, but the Bronco, it just looks like the Forza one. Oh my god, what is that?
Why is it comically long?
Why, god damn. It's like a
need to chill out over that. Like,
SUV.
You could cut the rear 20% of that off and it'd still be too long.
Yeah.
I like the wheels. I do like those wheels.
What is that?
It's the lightning, but
is that a render? Why does it look fake? I don't think it is. Is it? It's got two.
I can't tell. The lighting's too weird. I can't tell if it's real or not. The shadow underneath is like pitch black as well.
It's a pickup with a travel container with another travel container. It's growing on me.
When Americans go like anywhere, do they take their entire house with them?
Apparently.
What is the need for this much storage?
Yeah.
Well, wheel choice and colour. I do like the colour of wheel choice.
It's growing on me now that I think about it. It's kind of unique. I like the design. And the lightning, it's nice to see something done with the lightning, because obviously first electric pickup,
I think Ford cars sell them, so they've just
as long as they continue absolutely gamering over the Cybertruck and stay like that, I'm fine with it. Ford can keep doing what they're doing with the Lightning as long as it stays like that.
That's
support.
just bad. I don't know what that is.
These are a lot cooler. What is that?
Bad.
Chill. These are a lot.
You got Ford Transit, but bigger because actually it was the US version.
Yeah, these are a lot cooler than I want to say a lot cooler than the fleet of Toyotas. You know,
yeah.
All things considered, Ford has done a lot more fun things with their the cars that they've brought, and a lot more cooler ones. I mean, what even this one? They've brought like 5 Broncos.
With a livery.
Yeah, they've brought like 4 or 5 Broncos. That okay? No, we were looking at a Mark E yesterday, right? That's
glad
a
they
better
don't show the front of it. I think that's the newer one.
Okay. That's an okay looking Mark E. I want it better
it's
than
got wider wheels and it's lowered.
Yeah, but I will
But
say
it's brown.
I guess we can go on a tangent here because we were talking about this yesterday. With Dodge has their electric whichever Dodge it, Challenger, Charger, whatever. Camaro isn't doing anything with their Camaro. Chevrolet are touching the Camaro. If the Mustang is just like, because what the car industry did was they took the front of all of their cars and put them on SUVs. If they did the inverse here, came full circle and took the front of the Mark E and turned it into an electric Mustang, I don't think it looks that good. I think that would look kind of bad.
Yeah.
Honestly,
no one likes the way the Mark E looks.
Yeah, the Mark E, especially like, what? So that is what the newer
the EU
one,
version
or?
Is tragic.
Yeah,
He's
like,
sad.
This looks terrible. Actively,
you can tell
what is
like,
that front?
How do we get this to pass EU safety laws?
Yeah,
who cares?
the front is unbearably bad.
Sacrificed it so heavily.
And if that's what the Mustang ends up looking like that, but with the body of like the head of a Mark E with the body of a Mustang,
like,
it'd be
imagine,
terrible.
right? Because they don't do the Mondeo estate anymore, I don't think.
Yeah.
Imagine, go back to the Mark E image.
Yeah.
Imagine it's lowered onto regular car suspension.
Yeah.
On slightly smaller wheels. Lower the roof height and
get rid of a bit of this.
What I'm saying is turn it into an estate.
Yeah.
Shrink it by 20%. Squash the top by like 15-20% and stretch it a tiny bit. Turn it into an estate with like a boxy rear.
Yeah.
It would be a good car. It would sell.
You're like
but no,
2 alterations away from the Mustang, essentially. There, I guess you're slightly more boxy away from a Mustang with that description. Like, I mean, I'm not a fan of the fake grille. I don't like the fake grille.
No,
but it
just
completes
looks like
the car there more than whatever this idea was. Like a goddamn like a mustache. I don't know what that was trying to be.
It's got a nose, I guess.
Like it's that. The a lucha libre mustache compared to the fake grill there.
Fake grills just look so bad.
I don't like them. They look like a toy car is what they look like. They look like...
It looks like, oh, we had this chassis lying around.
Yeah.
Let's put a motor in it.
Exactly,
and then just drop it out the door. But when it costs 70 grand...
Yeah.
I expect a car that looks somewhat decent.
They look like budget toy cars, like like a Matchbox, where they can't afford to actually carve out a print for like a decent looking grill, so they just press down on a bit of plastic and then put that on the front. Like I've just thought of that analogy, and it's really accurate to what fake grills feel like. Who does really bad fake grills? Was it Audi or Merc?
Hyundai with their first gen EVs. I don't know what they were called. But the older, like 2014 SUV EVs were tragic.
This is one of the most atrocious attempts at an electric car I think I've ever seen. What do they do to it?
Stars at £75,000, by the way.
Yeah, it's terrible. What is the shape? The shape is that it's morphing into a Prius. It's a Prius. It's becoming a Prius.
Yeah.
It's so bad. And yeah, the fake grill on that, like
Kona EV. The older ones look awful.
What is it called? Kona?
Yeah, Kono. Like
Kona Electric.
2014, I want to say, around that era.
The older one, because I'm looking at the current one. It doesn't.
The current one's smooth. It doesn't have the grill.
Yeah. Okay, so this.
But the older one literally was the Kona.
Yeah.
And they put a motor on it.
It's not this, is it? That just looks like it could be petrol.
It's the exact same one. They just took the petrol.
Yeah.
I'm like, who cares? And chucked a motor in it.
Like see, that's what I mean. That's why grills in my head don't register straight away as like, oh, it's a petrol. You know, like this is so much better of an attempt, right?
Yeah, you can see they're like, oh, we should actually redesign it.
Yeah, it's a redesign, but it's like it's derivative of what the original was. Like it's got those headlights there. It's got the this is the under headlights.
They removed the plastic side cladding, which is a good thing.
And it's like that isn't a terrible future iteration electric of this, but this could just be the petrol version.
Yep.
Yep. And they haven't even done the goofy Ford, the Mark E thing. Where's the Mark E? There, where they've like outlined the grill rather than the fake grill. They've just actually tried to design. God, they went from an absolute L to kind of a W there with like.
It's an SUV.
Obviously, yeah, it's an SUV, but within the world of an SUV.
You can see, look how much space it has on the road, because it's not 8 miles wide.
Yeah, like I like
you can actually drive that.
I genuinely kind of like the. That's what the charging port, right? Yeah. I kind of really like the choice to put it on the front to break up the front. The asymmetricalness.
It forces you to park frontwards, though, which is a bit of an L.
Yeah, that's an L, I suppose. But I like the idea, the uniqueness of putting it on the front to give it something, not just being completely flat, right?
At least put it in the center.
I think the center would have looked terrible. I think
under the badge.
Yeah, I think that would have looked bad.
Under the plate, I don't know, something. Just.
I like that. I like that it's asymmetrical like that. Unironically, yeah, I'd say the asymmetricalness there helps it to a certain degree. But from that, I mean, speaking of the future of cars, there's a bunch of future of cars, and honestly, something that could fit a whole segment. You know what? I'll chuck in the future of cars with the spotted cars that we've seen, the spotted cars. Ah, do you get that? Because we've spotted.
I get that.
Spotted because they're spotted with the liveries on them. The liveries are spotted, and they're spotted. That was off the cuff.
That was impressive.
That was. But beginning with the future of cars and spotted cars, MG, or was it MG? Caterham reviews plans for a 2-seater electric sports car, of all things, is what Caterham have brought up.
Caterham make 2-seater sports cars at the minute.
What do Caterham cars
They make the little, tiny little, like, you've seen them. You will know what they are when you Google a Caterham.
Oh, yeah, they kind of drip. Yeah, that thing.
Okay, they make cheap, like, little track day cars.
Yeah, that's kind of drip, to be fair. Get rid of goddamn SEMA.
They make cooler ones. They make ones with actual wheels on them that are 4 millimeters wide. But yeah.
I mean, it's like it's in its own niche of type of cars, right? But like this kind of
It's the whole point of it is it's as light as humanly possible and road legal.
And I mean, obviously, this one's just a render, but it depends how it ends up looking. Whether they will go with the more traditional car kind of look, or whether it'll be something more akin to.
It looks this from that render, if it's got like sort of 19-inch wheels on it or something like that, it's gonna have a tiny wheelbase.
Yeah, well, I mean, this is 2-seater as well, though, right? So it's like it could just be this but electric rather than.
If you look at the chassis of the 7.
Yeah.
The wheelbase looks. If you put slightly bigger wheels on it, the wheelbase looks very similar.
Yeah.
I reckon they're just going to use the Caterham 7 chassis.
Yeah.
Pop a bigger body on it and call it a day.
It's just whether they'll go with the more full body like this or the more track day body like this. I guess is the.
They'll keep it like full body, I reckon.
They'll
have them both side by side, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's easier to.
They'll sell this for like, they're road legal. They're dirt cheap as well. I think that's the base one because it's got the tiny tires in it. They're like 20 grand.
That's all right. Like that's a car people would turn their head to look at if it's that cheap and road legal.
The other ones look so much better.
What is it?
Cheers. It's like also called the KRM-7, but it's just a different version. No, it has wider tires.
I think I'm seeing some like that. Yeah.
You search KRM-7. It's
what?
No, there should be a blue one. The blue one.
The blue one. Yeah. What this? Is maybe?
Yeah, that's the higher spec version.
Yeah. Because that one looks a bit goofier. I'm not gonna lie. That one looks a little bit goofier to me.
It's the narrow tires look so goofy to me.
Yeah.
I can't stand.
I guess. Yeah. It gives it to me. It gives it an old car style.
It looks like a toy with the narrow tires on it.
To me, it looks like a classic car. To me, I guess. The future of a Mini, which I just thought this render.
Unfortunate.
Is that a genuine? Like, is that Mini?
It's render.
But is it a Mini render? Is the question.
I think it's official. Yeah.
Is it official? Because I don't know.
They've stolen the Mucky's grill, but an LED around it to be like, hey, look.
Oh yeah, they've got the outline grill, which I think that's what kind of ruins it for me. But
and a Mini, an SUV in the same sentence, don't you?
I mean, the Mini have the Countryman, and that thing sells a fair
an estate.
Oh, is it not? They have an SUV, don't they? I swear they have an SUV.
I don't think so.
Is the Countryman not an SUV?
It's got the two rear hatch doors that open like that. It's an estate.
Oh, I guess they don't have an SUV. No.
No, they don't.
I love this concept though. God, that is terrible. That is a brilliant
got crypto drone wheels.
Like, yeah, that is like asymmetrical wheels. I guess differently symmetrical. But yeah, that's
actually a crypto drone.
Interesting. But yeah, this render is God, it's really jagged. I think it's disgustingly jagged. I know I talk about jagged, but yeah, it's very big.
It's not aimed at the UK market. No one is going to buy that.
Yeah, that's odd. I mean, hey, the Minis sell in the US? I don't think they would.
If it doesn't, I don't see why they're making this.
Yeah, exactly. But
that's not going to be a good car for the UK.
But like, who in the US goes, I want a Mini? Honestly,
I'd assume that's why they're making it.
This concept isn't terrible for an SUV.
It's like a
Mini.
Crossover.
Yeah. But the future of Mini seeming to be electric SUVs from this image. But I've looked no further into that. Some cars that have been spotted while spotted include the Ferrari SF90. This Ferrari, which to me looks like the back of a Pista with the front of it has, yeah. It's got like the Hannibal Lecter, the goddamn like keep your mouth shut thing.
That's guy, right? Yeah.
To me, it looks like the back of a Pista with the front of every Ferrari ever made.
Yeah, I don't like Ferrari's wheels. Like, those stock wheels are awful.
It kind of...
For a car that costs that much, I don't think they should come with wheels that look that bad.
I don't know if it's the fact that it's spotted, but spotted while spotted, it looks very back-heavy to me. Does it, like, the back looks a lot thicker? I kind of don't like its curvature.
It is a rear engine. Yeah. So I'd assume all the coolant that's in the rear as well.
I kind of don't like how...
I'd assume Ferrari will make a car with a decent weight distribution. I can't imagine they're pulling a SEMA and make it have, like, a 1910 weight distribution.
It looks very right-angle triangle to me, though. Like, a right-angle triangle with its flat end on the floor, right? Like, that kind of build is what it looks like. Yeah. And I kind of don't like that. Is what I don't like. But
it might be the livery.
I'm hoping it is. I mean, obviously we'll see it at some point. What other Ferrari was spotted while spotted? The SUV. So I assume they'll chuck these in at some point.
Ferrari's having an L this year. Like what?
They really are. Yeah, that wasn't gagged, but that was also like muffled from the front, I believe.
Yeah.
So I guess Ferrari, they cherish their front.
I don't know what they're trying to hide. I can guarantee you it's not going to look much different from that when it releases.
Yeah. More on Spotted while spotted was the Renault Astral. Just the most... That's a Renault? Those are very Peugeot front lights. You stretch those lights out...
isn't it? They've definitely shared.
I guess so, yeah. But Peugeot
I think they were owned by
like...
Stellantis. I think.
Like Peugeot have that they call it like a lion design or whatever. The angry spiky.
Yeah, they have it on their new cars. Yeah,
I think those actually look pretty cool, but that seems very like derivative of those. But it's a what are these even called? Are these called SUVs? Because I feel
it's more of a crossover.
Because I don't like calling like this an SUV in the same vein as something like this. Like to me, it's the SUVs with the longer stretched back. It's like a minivan SUV. But like this doesn't feel like the same kind of SUV as that.
It's trying to be an estate.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But there's the Renault Astral. If you have anything to say on the Renault Astral.
It looks bad. it has awful wheels, and they've stolen Peugeot's front lights. Yeah.
But onto the spotted while partially spotted. The BMW M3. So what have we had? We had the M2, the M5, which looked very bigger M2, and then the M3, which looks like nothing like any of the others. This is very different. And it's weird.
It looks like the M4. Is it the M4 3?
This is the M3. M3
It just looks like the M4. It's just the M4, but slightly more dull.
Yeah, but this is the. I don't like the tall pig snouts, the top to bottom pig snouts. Obviously, they aren't fully top to bottom, but that design of the stretched ones, I feel like those now not even work. Work is a strong word, but make sense on cars like the M8 because those are beefy looking BMWs. The M8 looks bloated. Right.
This looks like someone's taken the rear of an early to mid 2000s 3 Series.
Yeah.
And stuck the front of an M4 on it.
Yeah.
And it doesn't match.
Yeah.
Like, the body lines do not suit that at all.
And I don't like the pig snout grills in the way they're being used there on a very small car rather than a bloated car, which is the M8.
Yeah.
You know? But odd choice to. They really must not be changing a lot if they've only spotted the front, right? Like
and the windows,
the windows, you know.
Rear windows.
God, they're doing something revolutionary with those windows because they're not.
The glass is curved at a slightly sharper angle.
And you can't see that curve. It needs to be spotted so you can't tell what the curve is.
Honestly, if they put that on track without the livery, I guarantee you no one would have taken a photo of it. There's a normal BMW going past.
Yep, it just looks like a yeah. I guess we'll see once it actually comes out with the without the spots. I don't know if I can consider this one spotted while spotted. This one's I can't even if we can consider this one spotted because they've tarped is what it is. This one's tarped.
Kidnapped.
Yeah, like I just like,
look at his poor eyes peeking out behind it.
It's I think it's spotted underneath, but it's just tarped. I mean, what are you testing there? There would be so much like, sure, would that not add
aerodynamics? I can tell you that much.
Exactly, yeah. You're not testing aerodynamics at that point. What are you testing at that point? But the Hyundai Santa Fe, which I don't know much about the Santa Fe.
Yeah, it's American only. Like, you can tell, but look how big it is.
There you go. Yeah. It's very boxy. I mean, what can we even derive from this image? It's got grills and it's boxy.
Escalade shape. It's like a smaller Escalade.
I was gonna say Jeep.
With a more
Escalade's better.
It's got more of a Jeep cut front.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's a lot more
engine back.
It's shorter at the front, I would say, than an Escalade.
Someone's cut the front 20% of an Escalade and just
but it's very similar to an Escalade style, but a Hyundai Santa Fe. And I think this may be the final of... No, it isn't. Next in Spotted While Spotted is the Edition 1 of the new 2023 Mercedes-AMG GT. Now, am I wrong in saying this is the line of Mercedes that is like the really long front? It's that style that has the like... The
Mercedes name confuses me so much. Yeah. It's the AMG GT. I think it is. Yeah, like
it
really
is. The AMG GT...
egg shaped.
Yeah. I like this. I like this design to a certain extent.
It looks interesting.
Yeah.
But it doesn't look like it drives very well.
No. But well, you'd be so far away from the
you're almost over the rear wheels.
Yeah. It's like wearing a clown shoe.
It's like driving a boat, like one of those little fishing boats where you're at the back steering. Like that's what it looks like. It tries like.
But what is happening here worries me. I think it's doing the Hyundai thing, where it's just becoming a different car. Like you can see.
It looks like it's becoming the older, like early 2000s SLK format.
Yeah.
Where it's like sort of more car in the middle, a tiny bit behind, and some in front. Like that sort of distribution of proportions.
Yeah. But yeah. It's like you can tell that the cockpit's moving forward, and that's the thing, right? Like I see that. Like that could be like a SLK remastered.
Yeah, but, it's basically an SLK.
But that's the thing, right? Like it's doing the what did I say? Hyundai? I meant Civic. If I didn't say Hyundai, it's doing the Civic thing of just morphing into a different type of car, where the cockpit's moving forward. And again, it's a really interesting design. Whether it was bad to drive or not, it's becoming every other Mercedes. It's just becoming like Mercedes. What they do is, Porsche. At least the Cayman looks different.
Fair, after what we saw today,
exactly.
The special edition is just great. I can't tell you if that's special or not. It's just great.
To be fair to Porsche, the Cayman, their SUV, looks different to the other Porsches.
Cayenne is the SUV, I think.
Is it the Cayenne? Yeah. Oh right, yeah. I'm saying Cayman. The Cayenne, yeah. That looks different to the default Porsches. They're electric. The Taycan looks different to the default Porsches, the Caymans.
No,
it looks like the Panamera, yes.
The Panamera with different headlights.
Yes, but the Panamera and the Taycan together look different to the Cayman, 911, Carrera. There's like you must know what I mean. There's a bundle of Porsches that look really similar. Cayman, Carrera, 911, those kind of Porsches.
The Taycan are just wider. Normal Porsches, like wider and stretched.
Yeah, but
and someone's moved the little lights around.
They look very, very similar, but I at least they have slightly different styles to a certain extent for their different types of cars. I'm trying to look for a tweet I replied to, because the point of this is that Mercedes is the complete opposite of that. No matter what type of car, do they do hatchbacks? I don't think that. Do they do hatchbacks?
Yeah, they have the A2 something. The the Mercedes, the cheapest Mercedes.
Whether it's hatchback, whether it's hatchback, whether it's SUV, whether it's sedan, whether it's sports, Mercedes. I'm just trying to throw Toyota under the bus. I was just gonna chuck out Toyota for no reason. I will find it in just a second. God, has it disappeared? Has the image disappeared?
Actually getting scammed. It's just Mercedes, apart from a C-Class or an S-Class every now and again.
There it is.
Do you ever see them in the UK?
Every type of Mercedes looks the exact same. Whether it's a pickup, whether it's an SUV, whether it's a minivan, whether it's an E-Class, whether it's a C-Class, an A-Class.
No, that's a full van, by the way. That's not a minivan.
Is it a full van? Damn, yeah. Well, like, any kind of Mercedes, they look so... Like, the G-Class, I guess, is different, right? It's got the way more boxy look. But the rest of them are so the same. And that's the thing. This blends right in with all of that. I mean, it's sports, right? This thing is sports, I'd assume.
Right, it's gonna cost over 100 grand, yeah.
You know what?
A sports car.
I guess even though it's completely moving away from this whole design, it's nice that at least Mercedes are still doing a sports car, right? They have Mercedes are pretty default. You know, if the average
buyer... No
one's
buying that to be a sports car. You buy that because you have too much money.
Exactly, yeah. But it's nice that they're still making a sports car, I guess. You know, as far as anything is concerned.
Really rooting for the common man here with their 100,000 plus sports car.
At least they're not just cancelling all of it.
They cancel, no one noticed.
Yeah,
just point to a C-Class, be like, well, same car.
Similar to the Hyundai is the Abarth Electric has been spotted while
I guarantee you the US won't get that.
tarred. It's been spotted while tarred is what happened there. It's been dipped in tar and put on
Drove
the
through a
road.
local construction site in Carolina.
Yeah. But, is it no, it's not no, it is EV, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think you said something about the radiator being spotted at the front. Again, that's what I'm saying. You can't go by the grill.
Air conditioning. That'll be air conditioning.
Yeah,
You'll have a
but
condenser.
you can
right at
never
the front.
tell from grill or no grill.
Well, you
know?
can, because the grill placement.
I guess.
If that was a petrol car, your grill was down that low.
Yeah.
Good luck.
But you were talking about this yesterday.
It's going to be the Fiat 500e reskinned.
It's just gonna because that is what the Abarth and Fiat 500s are.
Yeah.
It's got what cars are like that? Because there's the BRZ and the GT86 and the 500 and 500.
Fiat Spider 124 Spider and the Abarth 124 Spider have
I
the same.
suppose. But,
Any Fiat and Abarth are just literally the exact same.
But yeah, it's probably just gonna be that.
Yeah,
like,
you look at the front grille. Like,
yeah,
it is.
the grille's the same. Yeah, it's no, it's the exact same.
It's just got slightly wider holes for better cooling.
You can even see where the grill has holes to going into fake grill is the same there as well. I think it looks like it could be a little bit different, but it'll still be very, very similar. And
it'll be a slightly more aggressive styled one, but yeah.
And it's such a non-car. Like, it's one of those cars where, like, yeah, it's electric. It's a good electric car and the fact that it blends in.
If Fiat are using this to test electric vehicles, like, they aren't serious about, like, they're using an Abarth as a test subject because they own them.
What else do they do? Well, like...
Nothing. They used to sell the 124 Abarth, and they don't
probably
anymore.
have SUVs, I assume.
No, they literally just make the 595, which is the 500 reskinned. That's all they make.
Where do they get their money? Who are they owned by?
Fiat will kill them. Fiat are gonna kill them off soon, I reckon.
Yeah, like, what do Fiat do? Like,
500.
Like, yeah,
still sell enough of those, I reckon.
Surely they must be owned by someone who is owned by someone. Because, like, where are they getting money to survive? How many, like, 16-year-old teenage girls can there be?
Is Fiat Stellantis?
Or 17-year-old, you know, they got to be age to drive.
Yeah. Stellantis, yeah, they're owned by Stellantis.
Yeah, okay,
so they have infinite money.
Exactly, yeah. And I guess I assume Stellantis' other brands don't fit into the...
Well, it's the same thing that happened with Lancia. Lancia's just been... Lancia builds rebadged Fiat 500s.
Yeah.
It's just any Stellantis brand that falls off becomes making rebadged Fiat 500s that they sell in different markets.
Well, I mean, I assume the thing is that, like, you know, Stellantis, whatever they own, I assume they don't have... Exactly, yeah.
PSA merged with them, so they've got Peugeot, Opel, Renault, Citroen.
The Fiat has a place in the market, is essentially what it is, right? Like, it has... There is enough just got their driver's license...
It's taking over that market.
I guess, yeah. But there is just got the driver's license 17-year-old white girl. There is enough of those that the 500 have a market.
It's the women's Fiesta.
It really is, yeah. Like the Fiesta is the guys Abarth 500, Fiat 500, and the Abarth 500, they're the counterparts.
Yeah,
like,
you got the Fiat 500 and the Abarth 500. Then you got the Fiesta and the Fiesta ST.
Exactly, yeah. Like those are the duality of humans is girl Abarth Fiat, guy Fiesta. It's essentially what it becomes. But I think that is all of the cars that have been spotted out there. I mean, this one's gone on for a while, and it's kind of just been going, this episode, as far as it is. But in other news, I suppose quick other news before we get into the final segments of the show. The Audi A5 Cabriolet is being discontinued in the UK due to poor sales. I know.
Lower tier businessmen gonna buy now.
It really is disgusting. Is it a soft top as well?
Yeah.
Oh, that, no wonder it wasn't selling. That, what? Who buys soft tops still? They were
when Vauxhall stopped selling soft tops, like, everyone else should have stopped instantly.
Yeah.
Because if Vauxhall can't make them profitable, no one can.
Exactly. Apparently, a new Subaru this month. It's that kind of Subaru,
Forester.
so who cares?
Well, the Forester in the UK, at least, a little hatchback thing by the looks of it.
Yeah. a very similar type of image, a new Ram Revolution concept electric pickup. It looks very...
Lightning.
Yeah, I mean,
Look at the headlight will wrap around.
Yeah, it looks very short on the front. That might just be Ram's design. I don't really know a lot of Rams.
It might be proportion. Look how long the bed is.
Yeah, the bed is ginormous. Like, they've blurred out there. It's black there, so you can't tell where the car ends.
A bit of guessing where it ends.
Yeah. But, like, I feel like I may prefer it. I think I prefer the Ram ever so slightly to the F-150. Ever so slightly. But, it depends. It's a concept, so it's probably not even going to be the one that makes the market. 4 years
from even being...
Exactly, yeah.
Physical, yeah, so...
Yeah. Charge cars to enter the US market next year with electric Mustang. Which is, charge cars are like, they're like... What it looks like is they're... bespoke,
they're electrified
I want to say. Yeah. Like, a real... What's the word? The Honda bike that I won is the same kind of thing, like neo-retro.
Neo-retro,
yeah. Neo-retro, essentially.
I'm slapping on anything.
Oh, I'm not allowing
I was surprised the Honda isn't called the Honda Neo-retro.
Yeah.
So I like that.
Because
they will love it.
It's a cool design, and yeah, it's cool that they're, I assume, they're unique. They're very, very... What's the word I'm looking for?
Yeah, the grille was a choice.
Yeah.
I feel it would have looked better with, like, because you could just put the condenser behind it, so it at least looks like it has a radiator.
But yeah,
it just looks goofy with a snowflake as on the grill.
They make one car at a time, I assume. It's like a specific build that they build, and then sell that.
I can't imagine too many people have original Mustangs to throw at like hundreds of thousands of pounds.
Yeah. Volkswagen's high-performance R-Brands cars will be all-electric by 2030. I mean, what does that include? What, the Golf?
Golf
is there
the Touareg R?
Passat R? There's a Touareg R?
It's a Touareg R, yeah, I saw it the other day.
Yeah.
I think it's just Golf and Touareg in the UK.
And they'll all be, bloody electric.
We get an electric Touareg in, like, 3 years, guarantee it.
Yeah, and then it'll be the R, I assume, and whatnot. But from that, I think we can swiftly move on to the old gaming segment of the podcast. This week in gaming, the Crew 2 is in a exclusive car event this week with the Aston Martin Vulcan Duke in Touring being the reward for Platinum with Crown Shake Smoke and parts. I'm currently, in fact, in filming for the upcoming season coming up on November 16th. We still have a while for that, but filming has begun for that. Yeah, it's very early, whatever that may mean. I don't know. What even is in the new update? Who knows?
Yeah, who knows?
Who knows? But yes, filming for that has begun, so anticipation for the Crew 2's Season 7 of the Motor Pass comes up, and I believe Forza is in their Forza Horizon 4 themed week of the of their whole 10-year anniversary of Forza. They did also announce and show, I believe, their Donut Media themed. Is it a whole season? Or is it just...
It's just a car pack. You got high car and low car of the
disease. Is it just a car pack, or is it
And then a few others. I think there'll be some, there might be some news in it somewhere.
Donut Media series. What's a series? Is a series a full thing? It may be.
I think so, yeah.
I mean, it's really cool to see a YouTube thing like Donut Media be in Forza. They've had Top Gear and whatnot, and now they've got this. I mean, Lincoln Co. 03, like a racing Lincoln Co., which I think I kind of like. Now I'm looking at it from a very distance. But, it kind of looks cool. A racing Lincoln Co. The autumn with a Morris Traveller. Winter with another Morris Traveller, I think.
You can tell they're running out of ideas.
Yeah. A 599. Did they not just have that? Is this the...
Yeah.
What is this... Are we looking at the one that just went, or is this actually the Donut Media season? Because I
can't tell.
We just had the 599, did we not? But I'd assume this is the Donut Media season, series or whatever. I mean, it's got the outline of like red and yellow and
Yeah,
black.
I think it is Donut Media Season.
So
It's
yeah,
just
the 599 is just
quickly.
chucked in again. The 911 GT3 also for spring. Rocket Bunny kits return. Ooh, yeah, I heard that there was a lot of wide body kits coming back on a bunch of cars, as you could see there. Not as many as I would have expected.
Yeah,
M3,
I was going to say,
M3,
I'm
and
just got it easily.
yeah. Two M3s, NSX, S2000, MX5,
RCF,
couple of
BRZ,
Sylvias, Skyline, Cayman, yeah, BRZ,
Golfer.
86, yeah. Horizon Holidays. Oh, so that'll be the next one, which will be the December one. So this is the November. So yeah, there you go. I mean, Donut Media coming up with that. Everything else in gaming, I think not a lot has happened in
Not much, really,
the rest
no.
of gaming. No, I mean, yeah, I'm just seeing Forza stuff. Gran Turismo's Gran Turismo in, I guess. Need for Speed revealed that, okay, yeah, this was a thing. Need for Speed revealed that there will be licensed clothing in the new Need for Speed Unbound, and people were oddly upset. What's going on? I believe. Oh, I've started playing the intro of the podcast.
I think it's the way that EA would have spent money getting those licenses when it's clear the game probably is going to need investment in other areas.
Yeah. I mean, it's very,
Fortnite.
Yeah, it's very, very Fortnite, like the bringing in the real brand. I mean, those were the first few, like the first real collaboration skin in Fortnite was Jordan's, I believe, no? Like the Jordan skins were the first few, like...
Some of the earliest, yeah.
Yeah, and here we've got, Guzio? Guzio, I believe.
They're pretty popular somewhere.
Vasaki, good old. There's two kind of, to me, unknowns. Namilia and the Guzio. But then there's like Puma, there's Gucci, and there's Versace, which are cool brands, I guess. And some of them will be coming in the Palace version.
Can't wait to buy those with in-game currency.
Exactly. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, how long until there's some of as long as they're not microtransactions.
If they use the same monetization method they do in F1, you have to buy it with this game's equivalent of Bitcoin.
Yeah, exactly, right? Like, that's the thing. It's just like, as long as they are not microtransaction, and it seems so far that they aren't, again, same with the vanity items, those, so far, they've said those won't be microtransactions, so at that point, I don't see a point in complaining about it, right? But, like, the moment it does become microtransaction, let the floodgates run, right? At that point, you're asking for it, right? I don't really care. I'll probably buy it. It's a business expense at the end of the day for me, so it's like, whatever, right? But, like, they've been claiming so far that it's all not microtransaction. On launch. It's all not microtransaction on launch, at least, I guess.
The day after launch is all microtransaction.
Yep, that's the thing. Added stuff gonna be microtransaction? That's what we don't know. And, but, other than that, so Need for Speed, Forza been Forzaing, Need for Speed been Need for Speeding, and, the crew's got an update coming up. And, they also showed some characters as well, I believe. But, yeah, I think that's all in vehicle gaming this week. On to Motorsports Monday.
There's nothing on there. It's just going to be rambling waffle for Monday, because actually nothing happened. No races.
Oh, has there actually just not been anything?
No, nothing. No, next week there's Brazil.
NASCAR had the wall ride.
The Ford Fiesta, best-selling car last month.
Oh, yeah.
A talking point,
and
I guess.
It's the one that they cancelled.
They're cancelling it.
They're cancelling the Fiesta, and it turned out to be the best-selling car last month. That is so unfortunate that it's like, you know what? You deserve it. You cancelled the Fiesta. It's like...
It's just a common L at that point.
Yeah, you should have seen it coming. Well, how much is that resale market, though, right? Like, a lot of it, I assume, is resale
This is new sales.
This is new sales?
Yeah.
New sales, and they're cancelling it?
Yep.
Okay, that's outrageous. What?
It only just outsold the Nissan Qashqai.
Yeah.
But
You
yeah,
have-
considering it's outselling the Nissan Qashqai, the Golf, the Puma, the Corsa, like, and they're cancelling it.
You have something that isn't an SUV outselling SUVs in Europe.
I think the idea is because the Puma's fourth at the minute. I think the idea is to transition all of those sales to the Puma. But why?
Puma kind of stinks,
yeah, Puma's garbage.
Yeah.
Why not just keep like Fiesta first, Puma fourth?
Oh,
They're
Puma's
the
a
only
hatchback,
brands.
Right? Oh no, hatchback SUV, right?
Yeah.
Mm.
Why
It's better
not
than the old
keep
Puma.
2 cars in the top 10?
Yeah.
Surely that's more profitable.
Well, yeah, because one's an SUV, one's a hatchback. So you got two
You have the
fingers
best
dipped in
selling
the pie.
hatchback in the country and
one
of the best selling SUVs.
Yeah. God, that is such a dumb idea to cancel the Fiesta.
Me 500 were 10th. So, I mean,
Oh, well, there you go. I mean, I guess
slowly
Fiat-
sneaking in there down there.
Yeah, but goddamn, wow. Like, that's so dumb. You could have had 2 different sized fingers in the pie of the most sold cars of a hatchback and an SUV, and you've bottled the hatchback that was the king to
It was
back
the
an
cheap
SUV.
hatchback.
Like, yeah, like it the best sold last month. Oh god, that is unfortunate. Poor Fiesta. Poor
It's
Fiesta.
average Ford L, to be honest.
Truly is.
Yeah, I don't get why. It's Ford moment. Porsche being second for the whole year is interesting.
Yeah.
Considering I don't really see many of them, but
But on that, I think that's pretty much the end of the podcast. Obviously, we had the guest episode midway through last week. I won't be getting one this week, but I may try and get one soon. But I mean, if you've watched this long, bloody let us know what you think of any of the topics on the podcast. I may start saying that at the beginning. Leave a comment. Let us know what you think about them. It will promote the
comment.
discussion.
I love Ford Fiesta. If you've watched this long,
Exactly. If you watch this long, bloody comment. I love Ford Fiesta. But yeah, that's about it for this week. I'll see you boys next week. All right.
Next week, yeah.
In a bit.